Good evening, class. Tonight I'd like to talk to you about a technology that I was recently made aware of, 5D printing. In my presentation tonight, we'll be talking about taking 3D printing to the next level, 5D, a technology being developed for the future. First off, we need to talk about a definition for those of you who don't know what 3D printing is. 3D printing refers to the process in which material is joined or solidified under computer control to create a three-dimensional object, with material being added together, such as liquid molecules or powder grains being fused together. Once you know the definition, let's talk about the history of 3D printing. 3D printing was developed by Charles Hall in 1984. It was then later termed stereolithography in March 11, 1986. The first 3D printer was built in 1992 by 3D Systems. By 1995, the first inoperable organ, a bladder that was designed with the patient's own cells, was developed. Soon later, in 2002, the first working 3D printed organ was made. It was a miniature kidney for an animal. A few years later, 3D printers were able to accept multiple materials, such as plastics, resin, and powders. In 2008, the first usable prosthetic leg was printed. A year later, in 2009, the first printed blood vessel was made. A few years later, 3D printing had gone and created gold and silver jewelry. And now to 5D printing. It was developed in late 2017 and then displayed in early 2018. 3D, which is now 5D, has many applications. First of that being manufacturing, such as cars, trucks, and aircraft parts. As been seen, it's also used in the medical arena, such as organs and artificial limbs. It's also used by multiple R&D organizations for rapid prototyping versus CNC. The rapid prototyping can be done in as little as 30 minutes to 8 hours, versus a traditional CNC, which could take weeks and months. It has transitioned into the clothing industry, where 3D printers are being used for shoes and dresses. It has many industrial uses, such as post-processing or assembly. And even most recently, has actually been used for mass housing production. So now that we understand the history and the definition, let's look at the difference between 3D and 5D printing. 3D printing incorporates three axes. Those axes consist of the X, the Y, and the Z. 5D printing takes it one step further and incorporates rotations around X, A, and B, which is also known as the X and Y axis, but not the Z axis. So the article is all about the Halo 5D printer. It is the world's first hybrid manufacturing machine capable of both the additive manufacturing, 3D printed, and subtractive manufacturing, controlled machine removal usually performed by CNC, which thus allows you to add even more flexibility. The 5-axis machine is an entirely new manufacturing solution for a huge range of sectors. The Halo 5D printer is 40 to 60% cheaper than the machines currently available in the market. And because of this fact, it received the Best of Innovation Award from the CES trade show in Las Vegas in 2018. Now let's discuss Kelly's forces and how they pertain to 5D printing. Becoming. 3D printer continues to evolve, and now we are to 5D. The next step would be go to 6D so that we can rotate on the Z-axis. Flowing. By taking 3D and now 5D images, we're able to take what we can create on a computer screen and turn it into real life. Screening. 5D technology allows customers to quickly develop prototypes to further their understanding of what the final product will be. Assessing. While making this technology relatively cheap, the whole consumer base can utilize technology at a 3D scale. With the cost reduction of the Halo by 40 to 60%, it will soon be available to the masses. Remixing. The 5D printer took what was already available and built on the technology to be able to create things like concave shaped caps. Finally, interacting. By creating these types of models, one can pick up, touch, feel, and understand what was created to see if it functions, how it functions as a unit device. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation on 5D printing.